Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Moon and Papa, and joining me today is Ben from Altrady. I hope you don't mind if I call you Ben, by the way. I just thought, a little bit easier.
No, I'm very used to be called Ben. Even my wife calls me Ben, so why can't you?
Ah, okay. Well, that's thank you for putting me on the same level as your wife. So could you briefly tell everyone a little bit about yourself, and just your journey as a trader?
Right. Yeah, so my name is Ben, or Benoist for people that understand French. I'm from the Netherlands, and I've been a computer programmer for pretty much all my life. And in 2017, I got interested in crypto. So I bought my first Bitcoin back in the day when a Bitcoin was still affordable. Uh, and yeah, I just left it in my wallet and didn't really look at it much. But then I started to pay more attention to the price, and I saw it fluctuating from up and down, up and down. And I was like, wait a minute, I've doubled my money now. Maybe I can, do something with it, with like the profits that I have, and try to create more than one Bitcoin. So yeah, I transferred half of my funds to Bittrex at the time, and then started trading and saw my money go down, just like any beginning trader, right?
Yeah, of course.
So what do you do at that moment? Well, I went to look for strategies that I could use because I had no clue on how to trade, where to enter the market. I mean, I knew how to place trades, but that's just one part of the story, a very, very small part of the story. So yeah, then I came across the videos from Quick Fingers Luke, and the way that he explained his base strategy. I'm pretty sure that your viewers are familiar with that strategy. Yeah, it just really hit home for me. I was very comfortable with his trading strategy, and back in the day, the percentages that you could make were crazy. Like, 15, 20, 25% were very, very easy to get.
Yeah.
So I started trying that strategy, and yeah, over time it took me about 6 hours a day to find the right charts and to find the trading opportunities that were giving you the 20, 25% profits. But obviously I was still a coder, and that's my main job. So 6 hours a day of charting is a little bit too much.
Yeah.
But luckily, Luke triggered me. He said, you know what, if there are any coders out there that can create a scanner, then we could dramatically reduce our searching time, and we could just wait for the scanner to tell us when there's something worth looking at. So I said, okay, you know what, I'm going to give this a try. So in my evening hours, I started loading up the exchange data and trying to figure out the charts and slowly put together an algorithm. And within a month or so, I had something that I was, happy with, and I packaged it all up together in a mobile app. So I was able to send myself notifications, so I didn't have to look at the charts. I would just have to wait for my mobile phone to give me an alert, and then place a trade. And that was working well for me. And I thought, you know what, why, if it's just for me, why not just open it up? I'm a developer, I'm an entrepreneur. I like to create my own thing and sell it. So that's what I did, and people were happy about it. And then in 2018, January of 2018, it was launched, and the mobile app grew from just alerts to this full-grown trading platform called Altrady, which is currently got way, way, way more features than I could ever imagine, which you've mentioned in your previous videos on how much it currently offers. And yeah, of course, we're going to continue on building it. But yeah, it just reduced my charting time to about 30 minutes trading time. And now with the bots, it's about 5 minutes a day that I have to look at my trades, and I'm still making profits. So yeah, that's great for me. And in the meantime, I can continue to work on Altrady and open up the same opportunities that I have to everyone else. Yeah, and a lot of people are liking it and following it and using the signals, and yeah, using their own strategies now, because it's not just limited to the base scanner, of course. By far, like, the base scanner is such a small part of Altrady right now. with all the other extra features. Yeah, so that's basically my background.
Well, let's pause on that and just talk about the features. Is there a feature that you just really love, that you're really excited about, or something that's working really well for you right now?
I really like the stop loss protection. I never use stop losses because within the base scanner strategy, that's
Yeah.
it's just a waste. Like you're buying on the way down, and using a stop loss is actually abandoning the trade and hoping for the better, but you already took a big hit. So
Mm.
I don't use the stop loss like that. But with the stop loss protection, I can actually extend my profit. So once I'm in profit, I
Yeah.
use the stop loss protection function to put my stop loss to break even, or to just follow the price up. And I make sure that my profitable trades don't turn into losing trades again.
Mhm.
And that's been a big game changer for me, because I used to do that by hand, and I used to miss that sometimes. On a big spike,
Yeah,
I would have missed it.
sure.
But yeah, with the automatic feature in there, it just works great. Yeah.
Yeah, and there are actually a couple of different options, right? There's the average entry based on your trade. There's the protect profit levels. I think that's what it's called. But that personally, that one is the game changer. I love that one. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the follow take profit one.
Yes.
Yeah, it just keeps
Yeah.
going up. Yeah, I don't use that many take profits because I don't want to stay into the trade that long.
Mm.
Based on my personal preference, I just like to, I know if I look back in a lot of charts, I'm like, oh, I should have kept it, but I get stopped out a lot on the
Mm.
second buy or on the second sell. So I was like, nah,
Mm.
it's fine.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
get out as
Well, I
quickly as
think
possible.
that's really good to note, though, because you being the CEO, using it and being profitable with it, you also have your own preferences, which is great to hear. Like, it's fun to hear you talk about your trading style and strategy using Altrady versus me, where I like to, if the market's bullish, like I'm going to put up like 5, 6 targets. I'm even thinking of that feature for when the markets go, basically when we reset and we have the new halving next year. To me, I'm going to be entering a lot of long-term in crypto is like 6 months, but long-term positions using that. So that way, if I'm expecting charts to pull like, 100, at least 100% all the way to 1,000%, like 10x, like I want to use something like that to just take profits on the way up to help me out, because I think a lot of traders that are here on my channel watching this video, you guys probably missed out on taking profits on the last bull run. And that's something that I kept saying. It's like, I know this is great, enjoy it, but you got to make sure it's not profit until you sell. It doesn't matter how much your portfolio grows. So what you were saying, Ben, is just, it echoes really, really well, where like it's all about staying in the green, right? It's not
Yes.
profit unless you sell some. So it's just interesting to hear you talk about that. What do you feel like? I mean, feel free to disclose or not disclose, but what do you feel makes Altrady different from your competitors, from other trading platforms?
So our biggest difference is that we come from a platform of manual trading. So basically anything that you see within Altrady is tailored to the active trader that wants to sit behind their computer and manage their trades manually.
Mm-hmm.
And there aren't many platforms out there that still do that, because a lot of the mainstream platforms now just focus on bots and bots only, like quit
Mm-hmm.
bots, signal bots, hollow bots,
Yeah.
DCA bots, you name it. It's all
Yeah.
bots, copy trading. But I strongly believe that bot trading only works if you know what you're doing and you can manually trade your way out of bad trades.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes the market just works against you, and you could just use a stop loss and just take your loss. That's fine. A lot of traders do that. But there's also the opportunity to actually manually rescue your trades, and you don't have to take the stop loss. I've explained that in my videos as well, where I show you the profit like trend line of my profits. And if I had taken the stop loss, then my trend line would have lowered.
Mm-hmm.
But because I didn't do that and I kept trading my way out of it, the trend line recovers. So I'm actually still on the same trend line for profits.
Mm.
And that's a big difference from the other platforms where manually take over a trade that's gone bad is just really, really difficult. I've tried many platforms as well, obviously, because we check what the competition is doing. But I have yet to find a platform that balances it between trade automation plus manual trading and making those manual decisions based on actual price levels. You know, a lot of
Yeah.
bots just do some sort of algorithm to enter the market, but they don't care about where to exit the market or where to adjust your trades or where to buy again. And that requires a visual feedback.
Yeah.
So the next big thing that we do that a lot of other platforms don't do as much is the visual feedback on the charts. So everything that we do is visual. So if you want to see what your position is like, all you have to do is just look at a chart and you see exactly where your orders are. You see exactly where your trades are. You see exactly where your break-even point is. You see where your average entry price is and what your profit and loss is. Everything is there on the chart. So you really have just one big focus point, which makes it a lot easier. I mean, it takes some time to get used to and to figure out what everything means. But once you do, you don't want to use another tool because you're constantly missing something. If I use another tool or a trade on the exchange, I'm blind.
Yeah.
I've tried to place trades on Binance, for example, and just typing in the amount, typing in the price, I feel so uncomfortable, and I have to triple check that the prices are actually correct because I have no visual feedback in the chart whatsoever where my trade is placed. And I've done it several times where I've missed a zero, for example.
Sure.
And then the trade executes, and you're like, no, I didn't want that.
Yeah. You just made some other trader
lower.
very happy. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, those things happen. And yeah, we just try to give you all the tools to make sure that you minimize those mistakes and you maximize your profit.
Yeah. Well, I would even piggyback on top of those things. One of the things that I enjoy the most about Altrady are the security benefits and the security, well, rather the focus on security. Given that crypto can be a very fickle market and manipulated quite easily, I really love how you guys handle security when it comes to your trading password, when it comes to storing API keys and passwords, having your whitelisted IPs already there. That's been for a while, right? I mean, that isn't something new that you've added in, right?
No, correct. Yeah, we've had that for months. Basically, after the 3 commas hack, 2 weeks later we had the IP whitelisting in, and it was already like the 3 commas hack is already pretty much impossible for us to do because we don't have access to your API keys either, because of what you already mentioned with the trading password. Everyone has their own unique password that we never see. So yeah, that's the big difference. Everything is encrypted on your client side and then sent to the servers. And yeah, completely separated. And yeah, you mentioned the security as a really, really great feature. For me, it's common sense. You know, I come from a security background. For me, that's not even the big selling point, when actually it really is. For me, it's just like, no, that's normal. That's something that you do first, and then you add all the extra features. Like I didn't, for a long time, I didn't want to do trading, and I didn't want to do trading bots because I didn't have the confidence that I could store the API keys properly in the database until I used my knowledge from my previous job and created a secure vault that only you have access to. And with that, I was confident to open up the bot trading and make sure that, things like a 3 commas hack are not possible. I mean, given enough incentive, given enough money and power and time, someone might be able to get a few API keys here and there, because at some point we do have to, send the order to the exchange at somehow. So but it's very, very, very difficult. Very difficult.
Well, I know I'm kind of asking this right off the cuff, but I was wondering if you could share any success stories of people that have used Altrady. It could be personal, it could be people that that you work alongside or people that you've just been in regular contact with. But I was just curious if you had any stories that you might want to share of your users just loving the platform or making good profits using Altrady.
Yeah, we get a lot of feedback. Also, if you look at our Trustpilot page, you can see a lot of people that have commented on there with 5-star or 4-star reviews. Obviously, there are also a few 1-star reviews, but if you look closely, then there is a reason for that. We try to explain that, but yeah, personally, I've been very profitable. I've been able to reduce my trading time to a minimum, so that I actually have the most time to do the development, that's my job. I'm not a trader. I'm not a full-time trader. I'm a full-time coder, and I use Altrady on a daily basis to make sure that that's possible. And also my friends, in my previous company, everyone was using Altrady, and they still are. And they started in 2018 as well, so they have tremendous profits from back in the day. And not only because Bitcoin grew in price, of course, but they actually made more Bitcoin because they were trading using the crypto base scanner signals. And they've been trading that for 2018. Yeah, of course, there are periods of time where your profits are lower, like in the bear market. It can be difficult. If you just get a few unfortunate trades, you can be stuck in a trade for a long time. But the majority of the trades, like 95% of all the trades actually do end up in a successful trade.
On that note, like you're talking about how you were a trader to begin with, and now you're to the point where you're only spending really 5 minutes a day checking up on your trades, which is fantastic. One of the cool things that we're announcing in today's video, as well as newsletter and social media blast, is that we're integrating Altrady into our course, 15 minutes to financial freedom, not 5 minutes to financial freedom. But the whole idea behind the title of the course, as gimmicky and long as it is that my goal is to teach people how to reduce the trading time down to at least 15 minutes a day. Like that should, rather, it's more like the max of 15 minutes a day. That should be the goal, because you and I, we started around the same time. I think you started before I did, because I came in more in like December 2017. But I realized quickly, like, this is a 24/7 market. Like, I'm not going to stay up 24/7 to do this. I see memes all the time on Twitter where it's like grocer sleeping and like a teacher sleeping, and then crypto trader and the bed's empty, right? Or like crypto isn't stressing at all, and some like old man. I think there's this stigma that to be a crypto trader, you have to like grind 24/7, where in reality, you just need to have a couple of good trading strategies, a good platform to execute them on, and just check up on it no more than like 15 minutes a day. Do you agree?
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I was one of those people that had an empty bed,
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I can't do this anymore. I need to sleep. I need to. But the mind is always funny, because every time that I looked in the morning, I was like, oh, I've missed all these great trades, and all the great trades only happen at night.
Oh yeah.
And the funny thing is that you hear that from every person in a different time zone. So basically, all the time zones that we have, they always say that in the night the trades happen.
Yeah.
But I think it's just like, yeah, I mean, that's just the hindsight effect. When you're looking at it, you're looking at the chart, you're thinking like, oh, should I do this? I'm scared, or I'm not sure if this is like, especially when you trade on the base scanner signals, which is on the way down. When do you enter a trade on the way down? That's scary. It's a great way of trading, but it can be scary. You need to be able to understand that after a certain drop, the price will recover always. How far it will recover, we never know, but it always recovers. There's no straight line down. Like even Luna had a nice recovery on the first day. After that, it just led to that, but there was a good recovery of it.
Even in the November 7th crash, when FTX declared bankruptcy and FTX token fell, everything fell. I actually closed out of so many positions that day because the market crashed. Because in my experience, and I'm pretty sure you're going to say the same thing, where I've noticed in crypto, the first drop is always going to be the most dramatic, and it's going to be the most erratic, as in like it pops back up, where we have a really good V-shaped correction on most of these big initial drops, but everything after that, it loses momentum. That's
Yes.
similar to like stocks, and maybe Forex, but crypto is just so emotionally manipulative that those big drops can be really severe. But the big bounces, once it finds the bottom, can also be very euphoric. So those are like, to me, those are some of the best trades that I've made, where it's just like ka-ching. Like
Yeah.
I've changed my outlook when it comes to crypto trading, where I'm not looking to buy the bottom. I'm looking at how can I trade these bounces so that I can make profits while I'm waiting for a bottom. One other thing to make a very hard left segue, but back into Altrady, something else that I really like about your platform that I think many traders might be overlooking is the fact that I don't have to take 100% profit on every single trade. I can actually take 90% or 80%. So I can leave 20% of Bitcoin in every single trade that I make. So that way I'm basically stacking sats. I'm making profits in stable coins, right? Or Bitcoin. Maybe I'm trading XRP, BTC. I'm using Bitcoin to buy Ripple. Ripple goes up. I sell 80% of my position. It's noted as profit, but I'm actually stacking Ripple tokens, right? I think that's something else where a lot of traders miss out on, especially in bear market situations like where I think that we're kind of in right now, at least temporarily so.
Yeah, so that's basically what I've been doing for a long period of time as well, where I was just, and I don't do it with Bitcoin because I already try to get as much Bitcoin as I can, but also what I did was try to accumulate as many coins as I can, not as many coins from a certain coin. Like I don't want to get as many coins or as many Cardano as I can, or as many Ripple. No, I want to have some Cardano, some Ripple, some Ethereum, some this, some that, some that. I have something for about 300 or 400 coins. And what people don't always understand is that they think, oh yeah, I need to have like $1,000 in a certain coin and then I'll be a millionaire.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. You know, if you pick the right one, then it's just a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
But I've had plenty of coins where I just bought like $10 of a coin and then traded it in for 1,000. You know, that happens way more often than having $1,000 of a coin and then hoping for a million. You know, so far that hasn't happened. And I have a few coins where I have $1,000 worth of it, but I'm not a millionaire yet for that for those coins.
Yeah.
So
I think that the internet really sensationalizes tokens like Pepe, which is really hot right now. This will date the video when people are watching in the future, but I think it's the same like dog coin euphoria, where we focus on a couple of people that bought $100 and now they're millionaires, right? But that's extremely rare, like you said, where it makes more sense for high risk, low cap altcoins to spread your risk and just, you know, accumulate a little bit here and there for a purpose, though, for a purpose to sell it at a higher price with a plan in mind already. And that's something that I teach in the course, where you have to go into trading with a plan to begin with. You can't just go complete autopilot. You need to develop an exit strategy. And on touching on that idea of an exit strategy, how do you think Altrady really excels at helping traders to determine and execute their exit strategy?
We give you a lot of opportunities for a position to exit the trades. Like we have the ability to do multiple take profits, like you already said. You know, your exit strategy is not always just one take profit. It can be like up to 10. We allow up to 10 take profit levels, and you can specify how much you want to sell on each of those trades. You could specify the exact price of each of those trades. And on top of that, we also allow you to do trailing take profits. So being able to follow the price even further is great. The other day, one of my colleagues actually placed a trade for me using that feature, and we kind of forgot about the trade. And then when I looked at it, I got a notification saying, "Oh, this sold." I was like, "Oh, okay, great. Let's have a look." And then it was 100% profit. I was like, okay, interesting.
Yeah. That's a nice notification to get.
Yeah, doubled my
Yeah,
money is great. Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, with the trailing take profit and then also the trailing stop loss.
Mm,
Basically, like what I said, the exit strategy is like if you're in
mm,
profit, don't get a loss. That's that's a great way of doing that. So you use your stop loss and you can do the follow price where it just completely rides it all the way up.
mm,
Um, and for the people that trade Bitcoin, so if
mhm.
you're a firm believer in accumulating Bitcoin,
Yeah.
don't forget to take money out of Bitcoin into a stable coin because
Mm,
the swings of Bitcoin are massive. Like I'm not
yeah.
saying to do it now because we're uh, not all the way going up yet, so there's still a lot of room left for Bitcoin to rise. But the thing that I learned after what was it the crash in 2018?
Hmm. Yeah.
I
November again.
yeah, I missed my sell points 2 times. I was like, okay, if I have this amount of money, I'm gonna take a third out, and I'm gonna
Mm,
wait until it goes back down. And I
mhm,
told myself to do that twice, and I didn't do it. I forgot, or I was too scared, or I
mm.
was too euphoric, saying no, it's gonna go further.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and then we saw it from 17,000 dropping all the way down to 3,000, but I didn't have any funds left to buy. Um, and I didn't want to spend more money buying
Yeah.
Bitcoin because I already did enough.
Yeah.
So the thing that I learned from that was like, even if you're trading Bitcoin, if you're accumulating Bitcoin, don't
Hmm.
forget the opportunity to sell Bitcoin on the way up and buy it back lower on these big swings.
Hmm.
Because right now you could have seen from 70,000 down to 16, 15 even at some point.
Hmm.
I profited from that. I'm doing really well with the Bitcoin that I sold around all the way up. Actually, I sold it all the way up to 60,000.
Oh,
Not
good for you.
everything, of course, not everything,
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you start selling like the hot potato feeling that Quick Fingers Luke used to talk about.
Yeah.
If you apply that, then you
Yeah.
have the funds to buy it at these low prices.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
this year we considered 15,000 a low price. Next year we might consider 60,000 a low price. You
Sure.
know, um, but at least then you have the funds, and then you can go back to accumulating your Bitcoin and making sure that grows even
Mm,
further. And then at some point
yeah.
you maybe can become that Bitcoin millionaire.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the future, what kind of future developments do you guys have cooking? Like, what do you got on the horizon that you could share now? And if you can't, I understand. It's fine. No pressure.
Well, I'm not sure if you want to share it, but yeah, we are adding a new signal provider.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. So the TBT signals are coming to Altrady. So that's really exciting. I've just filmed the course content last week and I'm editing it this week. So just showing people how to set up the TBT signals on Altrady now, which is fantastic. Um, there's a lot of little tricks in there too that I like about everything we've discussed. Like, when the price falls and how do you adjust that position so that way you can buy more, and how do you adjust and change your exit strategy when you're out of that position you've already DCA'd a lot in, especially like a V-shaped correction. So yeah, I'm excited to be able to offer the TBT signals for free on Altrady. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one of the big things, one of the bigger things actually, because we haven't had any signal providers for a long time. It's just always been the crypto base. We had a nice drop down for it, and it never made sense. And everyone always asked, "Why is it a drop down?" It's like, yeah, there's more coming. So now we're happy that we're actually going to fill that one, and we've got more signal providers lined up that we're working with. So we can expect more of those to come to Altrady. And the other bigger things that we're working on are improved. We're going to make a whole new dashboard, so that gives you an even easier way to manage your trade. So you're just going to have a big list of all your positions that are open and closed and recently closed, and you can see your balance growing over time. And we're going to give you more tips and tricks and all that. So we're really going to focus on helping you to maximize the use of Altrady. So we're really going to focus on education. So you're a big part of that as well, because your courses are great, and the way that you explain things are great, and especially explaining on how to use a certain strategy within Altrady. That is just, that's key. We will do the explainers. We will do the explainers on how to use Altrady and say, listen, if you've got a strategy, this is how you set up your orders. This is how you do your take profits. But showing people a strategy that works and then how to apply Altrady in that is just, a game changer for us. Because it really shows how Altrady can help you maximize your profits.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I really appreciate your time talking to me. You guys don't know watching this at this point, but I had like crazy technical difficulties with my camera, which is why I'm on my phone. Not upset. But I think it's about time to wrap it up. So just one last question. Could you share some advice for individuals that are looking to start their crypto trading journey, especially people that are new-ish to Altrady or haven't started Altrady yet, in as part of the 15 Minutes to Financial Freedom course? Does that question make sense?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the thing that we always say to people is that you only should use money that you can afford to lose. So if you're really, really new to crypto, make sure that you're okay with losing money, because you will lose money in the beginning. It happened to every one of those. Like nobody places their first trade and makes profit after profit after profit. It doesn't happen. If you're not that sure yet and you really want to try, you want to practice, then by all means use the free paper trading in Altrady. There aren't many platforms out there that offer free paper trading. We do. We offer you the opportunity to use everything from the platform for 2 weeks, so you can use everything that you want, and then after that you can use the basic features for free using paper trading, and then you can really learn and educate yourself on how the platform works, but also use a strategy. So for example, if they follow your course and they want to practice your course with Altrady, then they don't have to pay any money for that, and they don't have to risk their own money. And then once you're comfortable, you actually put your money in and you start trading and you start to try growing your portfolio. Yeah.
Wise words. I've basically said this like so many times last year. I think I made like 4 or 5 videos about that same exact thing, where there's no rush to go all in. That's a stupid mentality. It's very primitive to ape into something. I mean, apes are primitive. Why would you do that? And also like getting used to transitioning from paper trading to real funds, that's a big mental shift too. I literally just talked about that in a video I filmed today. So there's no reason to go huge, big size. I talk about this a lot in the course too, where when you're ready to make that transition to real funds, just start with something small. And the telltale sign, even Gareth Soloway, who I got to spend some time with in Florida recently and film a course with him, which is awesome. Even he echoes the same sentiment as I, where if you are losing sleep, if you're feeling sick and you're anxious and you're checking your phone over a trade you placed, you have way too much money in that trade. You should never, ever be put to the breaking point because of how much money is in a trade. That's only happened to me once, and that was years ago before I really figured things out. And I learned from that a lot, and I lost probably a couple of years of my life off of that trade, but it was profitable. But I think that it's not just about, like you said, it's not just about being a profitable trader, because you can be profitable and guess every single time and make tons of money. But if you don't have the know-how on how to preserve your portfolio and your capital, have an exit strategy, understand the market, understand trading psychology, it's not just buy low, sell high. If that were the case, hey, we wouldn't have to make these videos, because we would all be, chink chink on the beach hanging out, right? So there's more to it than people realize, and it's not impossible to get started, even if you're an intermediate, or even you've been in crypto for years and you just feel like you haven't figured it out. Like that's something where I feel like Altrady really comes in to provide the tools, the tool set to be successful. And we have the course, the knowledge to help you execute those strategies using Altrady as a platform. So I'm really excited to offer or rather include Altrady into the 15 Minutes to Financial Freedom course and to offer the TBT Signals on your platform. Super excited about that.
Yeah, so are we. We're really, really excited. We've well, I've known you for a long time already.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've seen you around, and you've seen me around. So I'm really,
Yeah.
really happy that we finally managed to, put our strengths together and make this work.
Yeah. So where can people find you online? What are your socials? What are your handles?
So I have a YouTube channel, Crypto Trading Dev. I have a Twitter, also Crypto Trading Dev. And I'm in our Discord from Altrady. You can always ping me if you have a very important question to ask, and just ping me and I will show up and hopefully give you a satisfying answer. That's cool. That's where I am. So
awesome. Yeah. I'll make sure to leave all those links in the description below the video too.
Sounds good.
Cool. Well, you guys heard it. So TBT Signals coming to Altrady, and Altrady is going to be incorporated into the 15 Minutes to Financial Freedom course. For all of you that already have the course, you don't have to pay anything else. It's just automatically added to the course content. I get people asking me about, well, do you have to pay a monthly fee to get access to your course? No. Do you have to pay a renewal fee? No. When we add stuff, do you have to pay? No, I hate that stuff. I don't want to pay for stuff like that. So I don't charge for stuff like that. So you guys are really getting a ton of value when you sign up to our courses, because we take care of the people that take our courses, because I'm an educator. So anyway, if you guys have questions about Altrady, you can hit me up here in the comment section down below, or on Twitter, on Discord. And until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.